it's Nikole and welcome to my channel. So today's video is another boxed cake mix hack video. I love doing these videos. I love making these recipes using boxed cake mixes. They are so versatile and so affordable. A lot of the ingredients that you need are already in the cake mix, so you don't have to worry about having fresh flour or fresh baking soda or any fresh ingredients like that. And most of all, everyone has a boxed cake mix on their pantry shelf. And this video is going to utilize the most common cake mix, the yellow box cake mix. So I'm really excited to share these recipes with you, so let me show you what I made. Alright, so we're going to start off with the easiest with this Are You Kidding Me cake. This is so good and so simple. And then next up we are going to make chocolate chip sandwich bars. These are amazing. So good. I ate the entire pan. And then last but not least, my absolute favorite and this super cute recipe for a cake batter cheese ball. You definitely do not want to miss this one. But let's start off with the easiest first, the Are You Kidding Me cake. So these are the ingredients right there. 1 box cake mix, 3 eggs, and 1 can of pie filling. Now I chose to use peach pie filling this day. I actually had a dinner to go to and I brought this for dessert. So you just want to add your cake mix, an entire cake mix, all 3 eggs, and then the can of pie filling to a large bowl. And the peaches were whole pieces, so I kind of chopped them up with my spatula to make them a little more uniform chunks that would go throughout the cake better. Then you basically just mix it up. Use your spatula, mix it up to where you don't see any of the white cake mix anymore. And then you can put this in a regular 9 by 11 either glass baking pan or non-stick baking pan. I went ahead and sprayed it with some non-stick spray just to be on the safe side. Put your batter into your pan and then you are going to bake this at 350 degrees for 35 minutes. And it comes out just absolutely perfect. It is so good and so moist. Very good. Next up, chocolate chip sandwich bars. This is such a great recipe, a great way to use up your yellow cake mixes that you have on your pantry shelf. This one takes 2 pans, so I have 2 non-stick 9 by 13 pans. I just got these at Walmart. They actually came with plastic tops, which I really like. And what I'm doing here is I'm just taking some parchment paper and I'm cutting it down to size so that I can easily lift the cookie bars out of the pans after they are done baking and I don't have any sticking issues. This recipe takes a few more ingredients than the last recipe, but you want to take 2 yellow cake mixes and dump them both into a large bowl, and then 1 package of pudding mix, French vanilla. You can actually use any pudding mix flavor that you like, but French vanilla works well. And then you want to add 2 eggs as well as some oil. Vegetable oil will work, canola oil will work, half a cup of oil, and then 3/4 of a cup of milk. I use skim milk because that is what I have on hand, but you could also use almond milk or even water would work fine. Then you are going to mix this up in your large bowl. Just using a spatula is fine. You don't necessarily need to get out your hand mixer or anything. Now this is a really thick batter, so you're going to have to put some muscle into it because we are also going to add some chocolate chips, so it's going to get even thicker. Now I used semi-sweet chocolate chips. You can use whichever kind you prefer, but I added 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips to the batter. So I'm going to mix this in and combine the batter with the chocolate chips before I get my pans and load them up with this yummy cookie dough. The next step is to divide your batter in half and spread it out into an even layer on the bottom of your pan. So you can see how super sticky this cookie dough batter is. You are definitely going to want to use a spatula and do your best to get it pressed down into the pans. I had a little bit of trouble, but it wasn't too bad. The main issue you're going to have is with the parchment paper. It wants to slip around a little bit, but definitely don't skip the parchment paper step. It makes it so much easier to get your cookie bars out in one piece without them breaking and cracking, because you want them in one whole piece for this recipe. So once I get the cookie dough batter all spread evenly into each pan, I'm going to put it into a preheated oven at 350 degrees and bake for 20 to 25 minutes. I actually baked it for 23 minutes in my oven and it was perfect. Then once you are finished baking off your cookie dough, you want to let it cool completely. Don't try and remove the cookie dough sheets until it is completely cool, because you will get some breaking and some cracking. So you can see I'm just using a spatula to loosen up the edges that don't have the parchment paper, and I'm going to flip it upside down and peel off the parchment paper, and then I'm going to add some frosting. I'm just using store-bought frosting here, chocolate of course, and I'm going to spread a thin, well, thick layer of icing on the first layer of my cookie bars. And this is another option for you to really change it up here. You could add different flavors of frosting. You could add some chocolate chips in addition to the ones that are already in the dough into the icing. You could add some sprinkles. The options are endless. When you're finished icing that first layer, then you are going to remove the second layer and take the parchment paper off. And I like to have the top sides facing out because they are a little bit more pretty, I guess. So the bottom layers facing in or sandwiched in. So you add your second cookie layer to the top and then cut them however you want. I decided to cut them into bars, but you can cut them as big as you want or as small as you want. I made some big sandwich cookie bars this day. This recipe would be great for a kid's birthday or a potluck, especially if you cut them into a little bit smaller pieces. It would definitely feed a crowd because they are pretty thick. Those sandwiches are nice and thick with those 2 layers and the frosting in between. Have this with a glass of milk and you will be set for the night. So last but not least, my favorite, the cake batter cheese ball. Look how pretty this is. It is so pretty, and it is also just oh so good. So these are the ingredients for the cake batter cheese ball. Vanilla wafers, of course, our yellow cake mix, some sugar, cream cheese, butter, vanilla, and some sprinkles. Now I chose to use the rainbow sprinkles because they were super pretty. You can get a big tub of them for pretty cheap at Walmart. But you could also get a big tub of chocolate sprinkles. I think that would be really cool too. But what I'm doing here is just taking 1 package of cream cheese and 1 stick of butter, and I had to soften them up a little bit, and I did not lay them out soon enough. But you want to make sure that they are room temperature, because if not, you will get little chunks of butter or little chunks of cream cheese in your cake batter ball, and you definitely do not want that. So make sure they are room temperature and you blend them together so that there is no chunks whatsoever. So the next step is to add some powdered sugar, some vanilla. So you want to add 1 cup of powdered sugar and half of a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and then combine those with the cream cheese and butter mixture. Now I am using a hand mixer here. You could still just use a hard spatula to whip these together, and if you just put some muscle into it, it would be just fine. But I'm going to go ahead and use a hand mixer here. I love this hand mixer. I'll link it down below if you're interested. Or if you're in the market for a new one like I was, this one is great. It's by Hamilton Beach. So I'm taking some of those rainbow sprinkles and adding it to the cake batter cheese ball, about a half a cup of sprinkles. You need 1 cup total. So half a cup goes in the batter, and then a half a cup you're going to roll your cheese ball in to coat the outside. So you want to take some saran wrap. If saran wrap is annoying to other people as it is to me, it always gives me such big problems. But go ahead and dump out your batter onto a large piece of saran wrap, and then you're going to do your best to form a ball. So I'm taking one piece, kind of wrapping it up, and then I'm going to lay out another long piece to add a second layer to help form a ball, because you know it is called a cheese ball, so we want it to be nice and round. So what I'm going to do is actually put it upside down into a bowl, and this will really help get your shape. Now you want to refrigerate your cake batter cheese ball for about 2 hours. This will get it nice and cold and hard for this next step, because you know your hands are awfully warm and you do not want this cake batter cheese ball melting. So when it's nice and cold, right when you take it out of the refrigerator, remove the saran wrap and start rolling it in that extra half a cup of sprinkles. So this is the final product. Look how pretty it is. You can serve this with vanilla wafers like I'm doing. You can also serve it with graham crackers. That would be really good as well. But look how cute this is. This is perfect for a kid's birthday party, perfect for a potluck. It will definitely be a crowd pleaser, and everyone's going to ask you what it is and how you made it, because it is that pretty and that good. That is all for this yellow box cake mix hack video. I have many more to come, so don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of those in the future. And if you haven't seen the ones that I have already posted, I will link them here so you can check those out. Give me a comment down below and let me know which one is your favorite recipe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!